Okay. Okay, any more questions about homework book? Everybody found a canvas and the homework and assignment and the video and everything else? Okay, and you see that I asked you to bring their workbook, right? Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's do the workbook. Open your workbook on page 2. We'll do some things you did at home, some you didn't, so we'll just see how you're doing and review a little bit. Okay, page 2 in the workbook. That.
Will you want to say this section? I noticed yesterday that the online workbook versus the physical workbook, their numbers aren't.
Just double check this one. So this is an exercise. It's an introductory chapter, and it's called listening and reading. Давайте послушаем, and it's A dash whatever 4, 5, 6. You did some at home, and some we're going to do here. What you didn't at home.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Okay, I want you to do like number 5. I didn't assign to do that. If you did it, fine. If not, we'll just do it here. And I don't know what their speaker gave you, but I'll give you my own version. So similar what you did at home. I did some name of the author. I did you. So listen to the itinerary for the trip and select the city's name. Okay, let's do that one. Warm up. Okay, ready? So not all cities will be mentioned. Vladivostok. Vladivostok. Smolensk. Smolensk. A/05. Okay, the third one, Moskva. Moskva. Irkutsk. Irkutsk. St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg. Одесса. Одесса. Vladivostok. Vladivostok. Okay, people who have their, that laptop or a telephone, open the map of Russia and tell me if you go in Japan, and from Japan you're going from there, travel from east to west. So which city comes first among the one I named, and then second, what will you be doing?
Vladivostok.
Okay, Vladivostok would be the first one, right? So everybody knows it's far east, right? Japan. What's the next one you think would be there? Map of Russia? Yeah, it'll take a little time. Yes. Okay, kids? What is it? Kelsey, Irkutsk. Right. Why Irkutsk? Vladivostok forest, right? Everybody found that, right? Why Irkutsk? Right, it's near Baikal, it's in the middle. You go through the east to the central part, so it's geographically central part of Russia, right? Okay, so it's in Siberia. So Irkutsk. What's the next one? Okay, except I didn't name it, but that's okay. Yeah, it could be there, right? So which one I named? So I named Vladivostok, I named Irkutsk. What's the next one? Yes? Who would have that? the next one you would have? There's two options, travel. But definitely Vladivostok, Irkutsk, what's the next one will be toward their west?
Smolensk.
Hmm?
Smolensk.
Okay, if you go through Smolensk, it's fine, you could go this way or that way. Okay, Smolensk and then what? Where is Smolensk, by the way? Around which big city is it? Right, so then where you go? So then you go to Smolensk, then Moscow, okay, and then in St. Petersburg, right? So they end up at like north, west. Okay, right. Okay, хорошо. Okay, what if you go a little bit different way? What if you could go, you didn't name one city, you skip it. Okay, so where do you put Odessa? Ukraine, right? That's true. I didn't say in Russia. Yeah, I know. So how would you go over there? So the Irkutsk. Okay. Then where do you put Odessa? Odessa, then Smolensk, Moscow, St. Petersburg. Or there's other itinerary. How would you do that? Vladivostok, Irkutsk. Then what if you go from north to south and then west? Yeah. St. Petersburg. Then what? Moscow, Smolensk, and then Odessa, and then we go to either one. Okay. Right, let's do the page. By the way, one of your homework was in the page 5, right? That exercise 10, state names. Did you find everything there? Do you have any question about that? Okay. Did you place it correctly? Okay, good. All right. So how do you say Ohio in Russian? Hmm? In Russian. That's why I said that's your homework. Agayo, right? Okay, Agayo. Okay. How do you spell Georgia? Spell. What's the first letter? Huh? Georgia. What's the first Russian letter and the second Russian letter? What's the first one? Oh. There, and then. That's why. That's one of your homework. So you could visualize how it is. There and je, etc. Right? So that's how it abbreviate, transliterate Georgia. Just like John. So you don't put je, John. John. The je. That's what we hear. Georgia. Look over there. Look at the list. Georgia. No, you say it the same way, but that's why I say how you spell it. Oh, okay. Okay. Still pronounce it? Yeah. Because it sounds like Georgia. Georgia, where does it here? And Agayo is pronounced differently. Okay. So Agayo and Georgia is pronounced the same, but it's spelled differently.
Is Hawaii on the list?
It's in the list and you're supposed to place it over there, so I just wonder if you visualize
Can you help
it.
us find it on the list? Hawaii, can you help us find Hawaii on the list?
Yeah. It's not. Oh, yeah, it's not. Okay. How do you think you spell Hawaii? What's the first letter? You remember that trip? Uh-huh. Yeah. E. Hawaii. Well, sometimes it's spelled Hawaii, whatever, but I think it's optional. In this case, it's optional. Hawaii or Hawaii. I would do it this way, but I saw it that way. Okay. And any other question about all of the states? Did you place all of them? Did you find all of them? What about New York? How do you spell New York? And? Okay, you could
Soft.
good. And soft sign, U, and then
So why do you need a soft sign if you have like
I'll answer you in a second when we finish this. Okay.
bracket?
What do you do after that?
There's a dash
Okay.
and then the E bracket.
Uh-huh.
Or
New York and San Francisco? Right? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then Sen. Oh, Sen. That's why I did it. E. Sen. Sen. Oh, right. Okay, now I'm going to answer about this one. You remember I told you all the phonetical major rule we did, and that's the main thing you need to know. There's a couple nuances, and I skipped them purposely, but since you asked a question, why not to answer? Because you wouldn't encounter them. So when do we need, why do we, sometimes you also use hard sign and soft sign. If the soft sign or hard sign before the vowel, and it only could be in front of the not, yeah, and your. Why? Because this, you remember these four vowels have that gliding thing? So if it would be in front of that, it would be New York. New York. But we try to keep pronunciation of that yeah in English, right? New York. So that's what it's returned this letter. It's still soft, regardless of that. But it's pronounced like with a gliding sound. Not new, but new. Okay, so like in English. So for that one, so if you find any hard sign or soft sign in front of this vowel, they just pronounce the way they are in the alphabet or by itself or with the other vowel or in the beginning. So, and that's the only hard sign. Soft sign used for many things. It's a very important letter. Hard sign only for that. So basically it's the same function as the soft sign. And hard sign only could be used after the prefix, before the root, in few words, not too often. So you won't find this letter often. But as far as pronunciation-wise, that's what it does. So to make it like sound, yeah, front of that. Otherwise, it would lose that yeah sound, right? That you, ya, ye. Remember that rule of the soft and hard and how it's pronounced. Okay, all right. Okay, one more thing with your whatever part of your homework. I didn't assign that exercise, but we'll do it here. Page 6. Page 6. And read the city in so they say match the country with the city, with the capital. Okay?
number 11.
All of, yeah, number 11, A11, page 6. Okay, read the first country and find the capital for that. If you need a minute to look at that, please do, because I didn't assign really that, but you could do that. Okay, so what's the first country, number one, and what's the capital? Hey, one person at a time. Okay, let's try to do that. It's relatively easy, you know, you could cognate and also it's not long of the word, it's not like здравствуйте, right? Okay, Luke, you want to do that?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's Berlin
Uh-huh.
and Germania.
Good. So Berlin, Germania. Right? Everybody found that? Two. Uh-huh. Okay, read it. Anglia, right? Don't skip any letters. It's very, very phonetical, unless I let you know. Anglia. So London, Anglia. Three. 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 Okay. Laura?
Ottawa
Aha.
and Canada.
Canada. Отлично. I could see that who listened to the tape a lot. Ottawa. Very, very, very Russian accent. Ottawa. Right. Okay, хорошо. 4.
Bless you.
What is that over? Okay, 4. Michelle? Except the stress. Uh-huh. Washington? Mhm. What's the country? США, right? So it's abbreviation. Okay, yes. Easy? Number 5.
Uh,
One more time, a little bit louder. It's correct, but you're afraid to pronounce it. Except the stress. Paris. Paris. Uh-huh.
and then
France. I don't hear half of the word. France? What? Finish the word. Huh? Okay, Paris. Okay, what's the letter correspond to that? What do you think? Paris, H, exactly. Can you read it?
uh, uh,
Except Francia. Right. Francia. Хорошо. Hey, number 6. Yeah? David? You see? Okay. Golgotha? Uh-huh. Рим. Очень хорошо. And what the letter correspond? What do you think? What letter? G? Can you read it? Отлично. Very good. Italia. Uh-huh. Okay, 7. Simon? Tokyo. What the letter correspond? What do you think?
C.
C? E, right. Okay, let's read that one. Uh-huh. Yeah? Ага, Япония. Хорошо. Very good. Okay, Япония. Okay, we could skip one since it sounds a little bit not quite cognate. Let's do 9. 9 you could do easily. Caitlin? Nine. Let's do the last one. Madrid. Хорошо. And what's the letter? What's the letter correspondent? Which letter? Anybody found it? A. Okay, can you read it? A. Uh-huh. You try to read it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Caitlin. Uh-huh. That's good, but finish it. Finish the word. I see half of you. Hispania. Hispania. Okay, so what's left over? Let's read it. Okay.
No.
Kim? No?
No.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to try? Luke? Okay.
Which one?
8.
Okay. Yakin.
Uh-huh. And what's left over? Keep? Can you do that? Keep, you have a book, right? You have a book? Oh, okay. Can you tell what letter is that? Which one?
I.
Okay, Kitai. So what do you think is that? Pekin, Kitai. China, right? And Pekin?
Oh, Beijing.
Beijing. Okay. So method of elimination, the only one you might not know, but now you know, right? So Pekin, Kitai. Yeah, Kitai, Pekin. Okay, that's all. Okay. All right. Talking about the things, let's see. I also want you to let's do one thing you're supposed to do at home, but that is so important that I want to do it here. And on page 7, and it's 8:13. You see, I even highlighted it in the homework. This is very important. Okay? So because it's volatilization, soft and hard constant, etc. Okay, first of all, let's do the label. The label have been mixed up from the columns in the following tables. Okay. Let's try to see if you put animals, months, concept, and family. Okay. So let's try to do what's the animals. Let's see which one you find. Zebra. Хорошо, zebra. Okay. What other animals we have here?
Tigra.
Okay, but raise your hand because I don't know if you want to answer or I don't want. Okay.
Tigra.
Except tig. Read it. Zebra. Tigri. Right? Tigri. The animal is tiger or tigri. Tigri is several. Okay, so zebra, tigri. Anybody else want? Sure. Собака. Yes. Okay. All right. Put that there. What are the animals you find over there? Leopard. Хорошо. And I believe that's it, right? Okay, months, huh? That's all. Okay, months. August. Отлично. What else? Oh, you have different editions. Months. Okay, March. Here. So August I see, I don't see March. But Октябрь. Октябрь. Отлично. Октябрь. Мгм. А?
Февраль.
Февраль. Ага. And? Июнь. Мгм. Okay, I think that's all except one, I believe we did. Kelsey? Did we name all of them? Can you name all of them from the beginning? Okay. Uh-huh. 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 Февраль, отлично. Okay. What about the family? Let's do the last one. Family. One person do that all. Okay, easy. No? Okay. Mama exactly, but here it's not mama, but what? Max. This is mama,
There
but
also is a mom.
oh,
There also is a mom.
oh yeah, that's right. So mama. Mama and Max, and that's it.
Sing.
Okay.
Sing.
Oh, it's sin. Sin. Good. And the last one, concept. A little bit harder word, but it's, you could cognate them. Okay,
They're
one
very
at a
long
time.
to say.
Okay.
Laura?
Uh-huh.
Liberalism.
Liberalism. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else? Mm-hmm. Консерватизм. Mm-hmm. Хорошо. Ken? Yeah. Демократия. Couple more. What? Communism. Uh-huh. And I probably one more belong to that one. Идеология. Ага, идеология. Здравствуйте. Okay, идеология. Now, you have a list of this word. Can you tell me which consonants are soft? The first, I'm going to read for you. Январь. Tell me which consonant soft. Only. F. Why? Soft sign. Мать. T. Why? Soft sign. Okay. Zebra. Which one is soft? Which one? The. Why? Yeah, follow that. Okay, good. Liberalism. Liberalism. Okay, somebody else. Kelsey? Liberalism. Which one is soft? None, all, one. Which one are soft? Which consonants are soft in the word liberalism? L, why? Exactly. Any other one? Okay, the other L because of E, that's it? Exactly. Okay, good. Right? Everybody agree? Good. Февраль. Февраль. Она soft. Amy? Февраль. Das ist noch Февраль. Which consonant are soft? Февраль. F, V, R, L. Which one are those? Which one soft? F, F, Y. Because in front of what letter it is? Yeah. What other soft one here? Any other one? Just name the letter. L, Y. L. It's like in English, L, right? L. Because of soft sign. Okay. Mama. Any of the soft one? No. You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Tigre. Tigre. Okay, why? E. Okay. Консерватизм. Консерватизм. C. Right? And K. K. Июнь. Июнь. It's in a row. Июнь. E is not a consonant. It cannot be soft. It could soften the previous one. N. Because it's a soft sign. Сын. Сын.
None.
Why? Is it a soft sign? Is it a soft sign after that? Look. If this one is soft sign and this was an N, do we have letters like that?
Nope.
No. So what else could be this? No. Hard sign is written like this. It's not a soft sign because we don't have a letter like that. So what letter is this? Ooh. Good mistake. Okay. So not to confuse soft sign with the letter U. So sin. So any soft consonant? No. You sure?
Yes.
Leopard. L. Alright. L. Any other one? Alright. Коммунизм. M or N? N. Окей, хорошо. Август. Yes or no? Good. I like the definite no. Yes or no. Демократия. Да. Ага. Да. Good. Гения. Октябрь. Да. Why? Yeah. Okay. Any other one? Even if you don't hear that, that's why they say L and R and all of this. Okay, октябрь. Идеология. Да. Any other one? Yeah. Okay. Doing really well. Okay, I hope you'll be ready for the Tuesday, right? Okay. 14. Okay. Since we're in the workbook, let's do you want to do the number? Let's do page 1. Let's do the number, page 0 to 10. That's something new. 0 to 10. This one. Then you could listen at home. Okay. Okay, repeat after me. Ноль.
No.
Один.
Один.
You know why I pronounce один, right? Why I pronounce один and spell O. Pronunciational rule, right? Okay, so before the stress, immediately before the stress, O pronounce like A, right? Один, два,
Два.
три,
Три.
четыре, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь, девять, десять. You see a lot of them started with a 5 have a soft sign. Right? Okay, let's do the other way around. You read for me. 10, 9, and this one. Somebody read first 5 and then one 5. Okay, any volunteers? Okay, пожалуйста. No, 10 to 6. The other way around. Just read the opposite way. Page 1. Read the other way around. somebody else 5 to 0. Yeah. Jaime, you want to try? Just from here to there. Okay. Lauren, you want to try that? I have my mouth. Okay. Right. Okay. Kelsey? Uh-huh. Yes? Uh-huh. 3. Okay, so how do you say 1? Один, right? Okay. So what number is that? 3. 0. 8. 5. 10. 6. 2. 7. 9. 10. Okay, you listen it at home, but let's do a little, you could look at first, little, well, not math, arithmetics. So I give you 2 numbers, you can listen some. По-русски. 2 plus 3. In Russian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. 6 plus 1. 7. Okay. 5 plus 5. Okay, one at a time. What? 10. Okay. 3 plus 1. Let's do a little bit slow, somebody else will try. 3 plus 1. 4. Ага, 4. Окей, хорошо. 2 плюс 0.
2.
Окей. 8 плюс 2.
10.
Okay. So at home you could listen that one. We could do that since we're here. Okay. And last thing, since we're here in the workbook, let's do the, I'm not going to enforce yet cursive or anything. I'm generally not going to enforce cursive, but I would like you to get familiar with it because it's not customary in Russian to write it, and nobody will do it, including me. I'll really try hard right now, but in a few lessons, I'm going to shift to the cursive. I might not connect it. Some people connect it, some not, but it's customary to do that. And like I told you, you step off the plane or train, and you'll see half signs and cursive, half and block letters. Okay, so I would like you to slowly get familiar with that. Okay, and it's up to you to write or not with a cursive. You could type, you could use the block letters, you could use cursive, connect, not connect. But as long as you understand what I'm doing here and you understand what's written. Since we're in that matter. So let's see, you have it, I give you the alphabet, right? Some of them, and you could see more or less how it's written. Let's try to see if you could have a feeling of that on page 8. Page 8, let's see if you could match some subject with the, some numbers with the letter, okay? Okay, let's see the subject. Read what's on the left and tell me what's like номер 1. Somebody could try to read it and tell me what number on the right.
I'm sorry, I got lost.
Page 8. Exercise 15. It says match the cursive with the printed counterpart. Read the subject. Okay, Melgosa. Okay, can you find out what is that, how it's written in the cursive? What letter is that? D, отлично. So how do you write hair? That's why, yeah. When you write it capitalize, it's like this, but if you write it lowercase, it's like
That's what?
this. Okay? Just be aware of that when you see, right? Yeah, it's that. But again, some people write it like this. You know, some. Majority not, but some people would do that. Yeah. So again, it's up to you how to do it as long as you know that and familiar with that. Right?
Is there any story behind it, or
It's just how it is. That's how it is. Okay, let's get familiar, then I'll give you something nicer than what they have here. Okay. Number 2. Anybody want to read that subject 2? Raise your hand and you could read it. I don't want to point it to you. Lauren.
biologia,
Uh-huh.
and that one is G.
Correct. Okay, so as you see, biologia. Okay, B is written a little bit like that. Okay, next one, 3. Daisy. Химия, хорошо. A. Okay. As you see, M is different than K, right? Okay. Okay, 4. Michelle? История, хорошо. And what letter matching that? C. You see the T is like that. Sometimes the T is written like you see it's here. But it's not often because what we have 2 letters like sh and T. And sh is cursive like this. And T is like this. If people write it clearly, they don't need to do that. But some people write it, the handwriting. What is that? Sh or T? In order to speak that, if it's T, they put it here. If it's sh, they put it here. Over there, it's a little bit redundant to do that because here it's T. Okay. All right. Let's do the next one. 5. What subject is that? Manuel, you want to try that? Yes? Manuel? And what? The second letter. Язык. Okay. What's matching that one? What's matching? What letter is matching that? Can you guess it? I. Okay. Хорошо. Okay. 6.
Шесть?
6.
Я? Литература.
Okay. Русская литература. And what's matching that? J. Okay. 7. Anybody else want to do that? 7. Maybe Caitlin? No? Okay. All right. Keep, you want to do that? Sim. Except after her, what letter? R, and what's the next letter? No, second letter in the first word. U, so say it. All together, Rus. Язык. And what's matching that one? We found it. Ruski язык. B. Right? B. Right? Okay, next one. 8. America? Язык, and what's matching that? B. Okay, a couple more. 9. Willem, you want to try?
Французская история.
Okay.
There's like
Okay, and last one. Daisy. Daisy. Okay, американская литература. Clearly. No rush. Litera. What's the next syllable? T and U. How do you say it? Yeah. Tu. And the last syllable? Drop the last shoe. Ra. All together? You did it very well, but put it all together. Ra. Uh-huh. Американская литература. And what's letter over there?
Oh,
H. Okay. So, anybody know what's biologia? Химия. Okay. Французская литература. Русская литература. Американская литература. Итальянская литература. Okay. Русский язык. Язык. Language. Французский язык. French language. Английский язык. English language. Okay. Американская история. Русская история. Okay. All right. I'll give you that nice handwriting. You could find it in your book, but this is really if you want to practice. This is much better than in the book, I think. It's for the kids in first grade. They could practice that one. Sometimes. You see how nice, big and nice, and so you can see how it looks like. So again, you don't have to be so elaborate with the letters like that. You don't have to write like this and all of this. All you have to do more or less is so good there and something like not capital between the line. That's good enough. It doesn't have to be so fancy. But if you want, that's what it is. You know, sometimes.
that looks like Georgian. One.
Uh,
Georgian writing.
yeah.
Yeah, that looks like
Not quite. It's a different group of languages. Yeah. It's a different group. Okay, as you see how it looks like, right? But so it's uppercase and lowercase. And watch out that, like this, for instance, where kind of looks this and this. Where you could do it like that. You don't have to be that fancy as here. But the main thing is here. Okay? So where, not to confuse with the where, right? That's one of the things. But they kind of look alike the printed version, right? These letters. Just a little clarification. The main thing, where and soft sign. We do not have letter like this one. Never capitalize soft sign, right? So it has to be between the lines, soft sign, and way a little bit up. Okay, that's so if you keep more or less proportion, and this one's good enough. Be aware of that. There, hey, how do you spell there? There, cursive. Like what? Like American what? What about lowercase? Not quite. Like a G, right? That's what it is. But the G is like this, right? If we write a G, it's like this. Again, this is for you just for information. I'm not going to do it yet, and I'm going to print it and tape on the desk, but just keep it in mind. Okay, what else I have to keep in mind? Oh, letter E. E. Hold on. Yeah, so make sure that you write 1, 2. We do not have a letter like this. Okay? The same thing with the sh, it's 1, 2, 3. No W. Okay? What else? Any other question? You could look how they're written. Okay, what letter is this one?
F.
Re. And what about this one? P. Pe. And what about this one?
N.
N. Okay. So here, this. Yeah, and of course, te, you know how it is, right? Now you know this one.
N.
Te, right? Cursive te, right? Just be aware of that because again, you'll see it a lot everywhere later on. Right now, it's main things you learn. The block letters, the quiz will be only you could print them. You don't have to do that unless you want to, but you don't have to. Main thing is just to learn the letters in a printed version, read, put them together, recognize the first thing, able to read, and start the speak. Okay? And then it will come later on if you want. But at least you should be able to recognize it. Yeah, I remember somebody did it like letter E and Z. Make sure that this one, this is consonant, this is vowel. Right? Same thing, this or this one. That's how we distinct them. This is E and this is Z. Also letter Ch. Check. So you put it like this one, right? Check. Versus oo. Some people put oo and in between the line like this one. Make sure that it's a little bit different. Che is this way, oo is this way, right? And also che and ge, right? Ge is like this, che is like this. Ge and che. A little bit like a small integral. This is with a sharp corner like the chair, right? And share with a little tail, say with a little tail, not to confuse with the oo because when you write oo, you go straight. Any other questions about that? Okay, one more things about cursive. When you write, if you write, or even if you connect the letters or not connect the letters, not important. Make sure that 3 letters M. You erase it because it's quite important, so you could recognize it from there. Any handwriting, you could recognize it if you know that little trick. Even decode. That. So if you see these 3 letters, 3 M, L, and yeah, so as you see they're written, yes, it's not hard, but the main thing about these 3 letters, again, you could connect them or not connect. It's extremely important to make that little hook or curl. Okay, only with these 3 letters. Okay, because if you connect them or even without connection, it would look with the sh and e something like that. For example, I'll give you example with the curl one, and you could figure it out. Hard case. Again, I usually don't connect letters, and a lot of people don't. But still, I'll give you the hardest case. L is all of this one. You still could figure out what word it is. Okay, let's try to do that. Let's see, what's the last letter? What do you think? N. What is this one, you think? O. So what's left over, it's very hard to tell, right? We do not write E with a curl ever. So what letter would could be? M, exactly. What's left over here? What do you think? Shen, never write with a curl. Never. What's the first letter?
M and
L? What is this one then?
Oh,
E? M? O? N. And all together? You won. Exactly. If you do not put a curl, yeah, that could be. And none of the Russian would figure out what it is. Okay? No.
Maybe it's a Russian no.
No. Even the doctor would do that. They would just do it like this, but they put either here for te or there for she. So still could decode that one. You're right. It's hard, but it's possible. Right? So the same thing as this one. It's hard, but it's possible. So that example is, well, getting too hard. Okay. I know I make it difficult for you, but I could separate them. Nobody would do it together. Even Russians would try to separate. Okay, so here's the case.
How do you tell sh from a E?
Well, we never put underline on the E.
Oh,
Only
you do?
she here, te here, if it's not clearly written or something like that. So you probably could figure out what it is. In? Exactly. What is that?
Oh, chinchilla?
Chinchilla. But again, usually even Russians would not put it together or they put it underlined. So because you could see it's E without connection, she without connection, you could connect this one or not, it's up to you. But L, you connect it to not have a curl, right? And in this case, you know it's an L. So everybody have that one, right? Right. Let's do one more thing here in the workbook and then we could get back to the lesson one something. Let's do no, number 16. 16 and 17. Page 9. Page 9 in our workbook, exercise 16 and 17. Okay, tell me what is that? You know, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to read it if you could, and tell me what's matching that. What's the first one? Somebody in the back? Huh?
Thurs.
Guitarist. So what's matching that one?
E.
Okay, guitarist, what's the letter?
C.
C. Okay. What's the next one? 2. Raise your hand if you're ready. Okay. Jaime? Just read this. I don't expect you to read this. Musicanti, right? Musicanti. And what's the letter then? Musicanti. And what's the letter? D. You see how T is written? Musicanti, guitarist. Again, you don't have to put a line and a top because it's relatively clear tab, but again, people do it for clarity. Okay, 3. Daisy? Pianist? What letter is that? Ага. И? Exactly. И 4. Пожалуйста. Saxophonist. Ага. Okay. How it's written, right? And last one? 5. David? Organist. And what letter is that? Organist. What's left over? What? E. So, what? So, who are these things? What word would identify with all this? Muzikant. Here, one more thing since we talk about music. All right, I'll read it for you and you could tell me what letter is this one. 17, right? Stravinsky, what letter is that? B. Okay. Prokofiev. What is that? E. Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky.
Why do you
D,
pronounce
right? D, right? I can't hear.
Why do you pronounce the ch instead of like chai?
Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky. Мусорский. Correct. 5. Шостакович. F. Okay. 6. Римский-Корсаков. C. And 7. Glinka. 8. So what do all of these people have in common? Composers, exactly. Okay. Anybody heard about any of these composers?
Yes.
Tchaikovsky. So what did you? Prokofiev. So what do you know about Tchaikovsky? He's the most popular in the West. Nutcracker, of course. Anything else? Okay. What about Prokofiev?
No.
Okay. Peter the Wolf. No, for the kids.
Oh.
Yeah. Peter the Wolf and the symphony. And many symphonies. Okay. Anybody know what century is Tchaikovsky?
End of the 19th.
19th century. What about Prokofiev? 20th century, right? Well, not earlier, but first part of the 20th century. Anybody know about any other composers? Okay, Stravinsky. What did you hear about Stravinsky? Oh, well.
The Rite of Spring.
Rite of Spring, right? Rite of Spring. Yeah, he was definitely 20th century and very, very revolutionary composer.
There's a movie where he was
Yeah, but yeah. I'm talking about this as far as the music life, personal life. Okay, so Rite of Spring. Anything else? The Rite of Spring. It's ballet. Stravinsky did, and when he did it in beginning of the century, he wrote the music. Their staging was so revolutionary that people just left their grand opera in France. Because it was like ballet Russe from Russia, and then they do a lot of controversial things. And this is one of them, and now it's classics. By the way, they did that Stravinsky Rite of Spring in Fantasia, in American cartoon. Yeah, I think it's one of their themes in Fantasia. I believe it's a Rite of Spring, but it's nothing to do with the ballet. They just did it for. They have similar music. Yeah, they have Stravinsky music. They have classical music. Fantasia. Anybody else you heard? Shostakovich, and what century he is? Is he modern or he's classical? But, well, he is classical, but I mean he's 20th century or 19th century?
20th.
20th, yeah. Prokofiev, Shostakovich, Stravinsky, 20th century, right? Tchaikovsky, 19th century. Okay. All right, so you could practice like in a page 10, 11. I'm not going to collect it because unless you want me to. So you could practice writing your states or letters or this one. Again, I'm not going to enforce it, but if you want to do it, it's right there in the book. Okay, let's do. Let's go back to our textbook. And open page 20, I believe 23. Textbook, right.
Say 23.
Yeah, let's do 23 right away. So we have it, lesson 1, we started, right? So we're done with the pronunciation rule, letters, this one. So look at the picture, we already know how to say hello and bye. And tell me, in the first picture, people on the formal or informal? Formal. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about second one? Formal. Okay, and the third one? Plural. Not formal, but plural, right? The teacher addressing to the children, right? So, how do you say hello informal? Привет or здравствуй. And formal or plural?
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. How do you say goodbye? Пока or
Свидание.
до свидания. Both of them, well, пока is informal, до свидания neutral. Okay. Fortunately, besides that long word здравствуй, здравствуйте, we have shorter, easier words to read. So look at the other way to greet each other. Can you guess what's доброе утро? Morning, according to the clock. Добрый день. And добрый вечер. Okay, repeat after me. Доброе утро.
Доброе утро.
Добрый день.
Добрый день.
Добрый вечер.
Добрый вечер.
Watch out for the spelling a little bit later, right? Доброе утро, but добрый день, добрый вечер. Добрый spelled slightly different. So how would you greet somebody at 8 in the morning? Доброе утро. What about 8 in the evening?
Добрый вечер.
Вечер. 3 p.m.
Добрый день.
Добрый день. 11 a.m. Утро. Okay. 9:30 p.m. Вечер. 1:30 p.m. Lunchtime. День. 4 p.m. День. День. Добрый день. Yeah, repeat it. Доброе утро.
Доброе утро.
Stress it, доброе. Добрый день.
Добрый день.
Yeah, N is easier to soften, right? День. And добрый вечер.
Добрый вечер.
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 Right? It's yeah. День, вечер. That's where the soft one comes. Okay. And turn the page, and then we'll look for a couple things more. Page 24. And if you want to, usually, okay, so let me tell you a little bit about the book and workbook. So we have introductory chapter, right, and which is here, which is alphabet and pronunciational rule, and of course in the workbook is usually corresponded oral drill. or in this case, reading and oral, right? And usually the second part is written one. So in the introductory chapter, we don't have any written one. Matching, practicing. But from chapter 1, it will be usually the chapter organized, they kind of introduce some vocabulary a little bit, not all, but somewhat, basic one. And then, as you see in the page 25, they have разговоры. You see there, you listening exercise. So разговоры means conversation. And I don't expect you to understand every single word over there. It's mainly for comprehension. So it kind of incorporates vocabulary of that unit, but a little bit more than that. So it's really the purpose of that, not for you to understand every single word or something, but answering the question in English only. Okay, so that's the first one. Introductory things and a little bit to understanding what's going on, and then it goes in detail. And then it goes like dialogues, like if you see the page 27, there's dialogue. And that would be a little bit more precise and focused on the vocabulary and grammar. And that one we would listen, read, analyze, memorize, and you will talk like that fluently after you finish that chapter, like these people. So that one will be very active one. But introductory is just like to understand. Okay, and then after that some exercise we'll do in the class. And toward the end of each chapter, so it's all this exercise in the class, oral, this, that, in the page 34, just like I asked you in the assignment to do at home, you see that page 34, it says grammatica. So that one would be, we'll do some in a class, some you read at home to reinforce it, because I basically sometimes summarize it or go in detail or explain what's here. And you just reinforce or read it at home to get familiar with what you forgot or what you want to renew or anything like that. Okay? So and it's like, that's what we started, formal and informal speech. You know, that's what you see, that, and then number 2, Russian names, etc. So that's how it's organized. So in the workbook, it's the first part of their, like each chapter usually will be oral drill, intonation or pronunciation or soften, hard reduction of the vowel, etc. And then the second part will be written exercise. Okay? So primarily your homework, written homework will be written exercise. Page and number, which one I will collect. So, but each chapter has that conversations and dialogues, right? And again, this unit we covered first and second, and I don't know about the third one, maybe just beginning. We'll see how far we go. At least in the beginning of the third one we should. All right, let's go back to the page 24. So right after introductory of the sum of the vocabulary, sum, it's not all, you will see that cultura и быт, right? Do you see that one? They give you a little annotation about some kind of habits in Russia or cultural things, or what's the difference in the, in the West and in Russia, or in the United States and Russia, about how people greet each other, etc. Like for example, here they're talking about people say hello to each other. Let's see, you at school or at work. They usually say hello, здравствуй, or здравствуйте, or доброе утро once a day. No, because in America, usually you come in the office, each time you meet somebody in the bathroom, hi, 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 hi. First I thought, oh, people don't remember me or something. That was my impression about that, and not only mine, because in Russia we don't do that. Eye contact, smile maybe, but not saying hi many times a day, because then people think that, what? Oh, what's going on? So it's a cultural thing. Here you greet, it's okay, we get used to that. Also, as far as men and woman greeting, usually, it's not so strict, but usually man to man shake hands, woman to woman kiss in the cheeks, man to woman kiss. And could be without that. And traditional kiss is 3 times, like in French too. in Russian is 3. But again, not people didn't really observe that. It could be 1 kiss or 2 or 3 or no kiss at all. Right? So it depends. It depends if it's your close friend, you didn't see her or him, yeah, that's kind of common. If not, just hello or shake hands, or especially if it's a business one. What else besides that? Hands. Much, that's what they say about greetings, right? And as you see, people could introduce, if you 3 people, one person introduces the other 2, and she or he would say, познакомьтесь. Right? And then the other people could initiate, or the same person could initiate. Это Лиза, а это Катя, right? For example. Right? Or these 2 Lisa and Katya could initiate. Меня зовут Лиза, меня зовут Катя. Right? And then очень приятно.
What does that mean?
Познакомьтесь, what do you think? Introduce yourselves or get acquainted. So it's like one person initiate, because maybe one of her brother or husband or sister or close friends, and the other one, some other one, they don't know each other. So that's how it is. Okay, and so repeat after me. Познакомьтесь. Познакомьтесь. Okay, and then you could say, это Лиза, or это Иван, right? Or это Олег Сергеевич, это моя мама, something like that, right? Whatever, right? You could do that, or people could take initiative and say, меня зовут Лена, меня зовут Ken, right? So, and then you keep talking, either one. Okay, so here it is, number 3. So they say, познакомьтесь, right? And number 4, let's see if you could match the noun referring to the man with the corresponding noun referring to the woman. So read in the left and see if you could match it in the right. Okay? Angelica? Русская. Second one. Okay, I'll read it for you. Американец. What did you think corresponds? Ага. Американка. Хорошо. Канадец. What corresponds that one? Канадка. Студент. Студентка. And англичанин. So what did you see about men and women nationality? What? Right, a vowel in the end of a woman, and what about male? No vowel, consonant. Yeah, that's a typical gender, not only with their, like nationality or sex, but it's just gender of the noun. We have 3 genders, right? In Spanish, I have 2 genders, and other languages, several grammatical genders, right? Libro, coche, or what is this one in Spanish, right? So the same thing in Russian, except we don't have any articles.
Is there any way to do non-binary?
Hmm?
Is there any way to do non-binary? Like if I identify as non-binary?
Yeah, but we have grammatical gender, nothing to do with that one.
Right, but
Like with a stole is a masculine, or lampa is a feminine.
Right, but if you were referring to me as a person, as a student, and I'm non-binary, how would you?
You could say student or studentka, either one.
So you have to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
There's no non-binary.
Like many other languages, they don't, This one, yeah. It's like cultural things, yeah.
I've asked this question before, like one of my friends, never got a straight answer. Like,
Mhm.
and it's one that's like, why is like machina feminine? Like,
Why, what language did you study at school?
oh,
Yes. No, foreign language.
Oh, I mean, I took French. In, like,
Why in French they have a gender? Why in French there is some gender and they have even article and endings? Why in Spanish we have an...
It's one of those things. Just
It's
cause.
one of those things in Russian too, right? So you just have to memorize. So it's a grammatical indication of their gender as an ending. Later on we'll talk about that, okay? But thank God we don't have auxiliary verbs, we don't have articles, we don't have many things, you know.
Prepositions.
Prepositions, all languages have prepositions, right? But this one. Okay. So repeat after me. Русский,
Русский.
русская,
Русская.
американец,
Americanец,
американка,
Americanka,
канадец,
Canadец,
канадка.
Канадка.
Why do I pronounce канадка? What do you hear that канадка?
because the K is non-vocalized,
Exactly.
and it's after the D.
Right. So the D pronounce voiceless, right? T. Канадка. Right. So канадец, канадка. Студент. Студентка. And англичанин. Англичанка. So what's англичанин, англичанка? British, right? Американец, американка. Next page, they say, кто вы? So how would you characterize yourself? Introduce yourself in a class. And maybe after the break, you could write your name on the board in Russian. So tell me, how do you say I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So let's do it the following way. Say hello to all class. Say my name is, and then you say I am whatever student, I'm American or Russian or whatever nationality you are, Canadian or Armenian or whatever. Okay? Anybody want to do that? Like a few sentences. Okay. Mexican, Ka. Okay. Меня зовут Агения, я мексиканка, and you student.
Yeah, student.
Я студентка, я мексиканка, я студентка. Очень приятно, Ангелика. Тоже. Окей, somebody else. Say hello to everybody. Well, you can say здравствуйте или привет. Okay. Здравствуйте. Let's try to practice здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Okay. My name? No. По-русски. In Russian. Yeah. Yeah. Male student. Read it from there. How do you say male student? Yes, student. And say American, Mexican. Okay, so let's right. So how many people from other countries? Mexico? Country. Okay. Танец? Yeah. Танец? Мексиканка. And Peruanец, Peruanka. Okay? Peruanец, Peruanka. Any other nationality? Chileans? Oh, anybody from Chile? I used to be from Mexico. Okay, let's just keep it like that. Any other particular? Okay, right, go ahead. Okay, so yeah, I'm Mexicanец and I'm a student. You finished the story, right? Okay, очень приятно. Okay, next, somebody else. Let's do Sarah. Hello, привет. Здравствуйте. That's better. My name, you know that, it's better.
Меня зовут Сара.
Uh-huh.
Я студентка.
Очень приятно, Сара. Очень приятно. Okay.
Очень приятно.
What do you think?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay. Here. You want? You used it a lot in class, right? Yeah. Очень приятно. Very phonetical.
Приятно.
Очень приятно. Эй, Сара. Эй, следующий. Пожалуйста.
Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Дейзи. Я студентка. Я американка.
Очень приятно, Дейзи. Окей.
Здравствуйте, класс. Меня зовут Люк. И американец, я студент.
Эй, очень приятно, Люк. Окей. Lauren.
How do you say or?
А?
How do you say or?
Иди.
Меня зовут...
Say hello first.
Oh. Здравствуйте, классы.
Just, you could say здравствуйте. Okay, that's good enough.
Здравствуйте.
Ага.
Меня зовут Лорен или Лали.
Ага.
Я студент или студентка.
Ага.
Я американец или американка.
Ага. Очень приятно, Лали. Эй. Ken. Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте, класс.
My name is.
Я
Я. Меня
Меня
зовут.
зовут Кен.
Ага. Я. And then you could
Я,
read it from over there.
Студент.
Я студент, хорошо. And I'm American or whatever your national.
Yeah. I'm blanking right now. American.
Американец.
Yes.
Американец. Ага, хорошо. Okay, who's the next one?
Очень приятно.
Очень приятно.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Taylor. Kelsey? Ага. Здравствуйте. Меня. Yeah, you could say я, Daisy, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's okay, but it's better меня зовут. It's nice the way you do it. Ага. Отлично, очень приятно, Кейт. Келси, ага, хорошо, окей. Keep. Здравствует one person. Здравствуйте. Американец. Ты американец. Ага, американец. Хорошо. Окей. Ага. Ага. Я? О, статист. Статист и студентка. Очень приятно. И очень приятно, Мишель. Окей.
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Меня зовут Вильям. Я армянин.
Приятно. Вилен.
Вильям.
Вилен, да?
Вильям, да.
Ага, Вилен. Очень приятно. Okay, who else? Okay, Давид. Давид. Wanna say hello?
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. I am. Я студент. Ah. Okay. I don't know if they use like in Spanish they use two different words, not Guatemalan but some other one, and I think maybe. Huh? I would say Guatemalans, I think. No, but they use some other like from Costa Rica, so it's other word. I don't know if they. Guatemalans. So it's a typical ending for the male and for female ka. Guatemalans, Mexicanets, Hispanets, Italianets, typical. Not always, but typical. Peruanets, Guatemalans. And I'm a student. Yeah, student. Okay, who else left over? Okay. Пожалуйста. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Студент. Так. Канка. Очень приятно, Кейти.
Здравствуйте, класс. Меня зовут Мануэль. Я студент. Я беру
Очень приятно. Очень приятно. Okay, хорошо. And okay, so last person. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Okay.
Меня зовут Аймен, студент.
Я студент.
Студент.
Ага.
Я студент.
Ага. I'm American or whatever the national.
Мексик.
Мексика. Last syllable. Нет. Ага. Я студент, я мексиканец. Очень приятно, Хайме. Это мексиканцы, это мексиканец, мексиканка и мексиканец. Окей, хорошо. Мексиканцы, филиппинка, русская и американцы. Okay. Right, let's have a little, I think right now everybody, yeah, that's a perfect time to go on a break. It's about half an hour before you wouldn't get in the bus in the next 15 minutes.